While staying with Jim and Nadia, the Muslim holiday of Eid occurred. This holiday marks the end of Ramadan, and it's common around this time for people to have a few days off work. Jim and Nadia had planned a camping trip with their time off and had amazingly invited us along. This is Abu Dhabi, the city in the UAE where we stayed with Jim and Nadia. This is the country of Oman, which borders the UAE. Oman also has two small areas that also border the UAE that are not physically incorporated into the rest of the country. The northernmost part is a region known as the Musandam Peninsula, and this is where we went camping with Jim and Nadia.
Oh, this actually feels pretty nice.
This is the sharks are right here.
Go. Go find the sharks. You wish you looked that good. So Jim, Nadia, Eric, and I, we've all made it up through the desert, and we've built a teepee. The poles were not included in the camping gear, so we attached it to a tree. It's come out pretty good. We're geniuses. Our camping adventure has brought us up this hill. We're going to see a really cool viewpoint from our map. And I want to show you that our campsite is in this area. It's a little ways away. The car we took up here is right down there. And we've come up this little trek because we can't drive on it, so out of breath, and I know you're loving it.
So this is the ocean over here, and we're up here for the sunset. And this marker is the border of Oman and the UAE. On this side you can see it says United Arab Emirates, and on the other side it says, you can barely read it on this, but it says Sultanate of Oman. So if you ever wondered what a border looked like, there you go. Yeah, so again, this is the ocean. You can see it reflect, the sun reflecting off it. It's hard to see in person, so I'm sure on the camera it's even harder. And also, if you look really close, maybe not you, but I can see some boats out there. And this is the edge of the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz or something. I probably don't have that right. I'm just kind of remembering phonetically slightly on what I read. And Iran is like this way, like 45 kilometers. So that's an interesting tidbit. Maybe we'll charter a boat.
We got the fire going, we're decontaminating over here, getting the food ready, and we have a visitor. Camera. Yeah, we have a donkey visitor. He doesn't like it when I shine it in his eyes, so you get to look at his butt. Yeah. Kebabs in the desert. They may try to kill all of our other food, but damn, they're gonna be good when they're done. Our campsite has been infiltrated this morning again by the lovely trio. I did give these two an apple and they were amazed, and now they are friends with me.
Funny note about this donkey, it kind of hung out around us all night. We kind of had to shoo it off, and it would come around and kind of get up in our business, and we'd shoo it off again. And then when we went to sleep, some of the fire was still smoldering a little bit. And about 20 minutes after we laid down, this donkey made easily the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life. Like this unbelievable hee-haw sound that donkeys make. And I was completely convinced that it stuck its snout in the fire or something. But apparently that's just the noise the donkey likes to make at nighttime, because later we heard it further off in the distance, and then in the morning we saw the donkey and it wasn't wounded. So it was really, really funny at the time, but I had no clue they could be that loud.
Good morning. We're not really sure what this place is called, but it certainly does look like a Grand Canyon. It's incredible.
We're about to take an aftermath all later. As we look over these rocks, I think to myself, how'd they get here?
So we're back in Dubai, and we're only going to be here for one night, and we're staying at this crappy hotel that we stayed at last time, but it's really cheap, so whatever, it's not a big deal. And we just got back from the peninsula up above the UAE, where Oman has got a little bit of land, and we had gone camping, of course, with Jim and Nadia, and it was completely awesome. And we will just be here for the evening, and then we are going to head to Oman, the main part of Oman tomorrow in Muscat. And from the looks of it, we will be couch surfing again with another family apparently, and hopefully it turns out at least half as awesome as it was with Jim and Nadia. I doubt they're going to take us camping, but not everything is completely perfect in the world. So we're looking forward to that, except for the fact that the bus leaves at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that means we got to get up real early, which is kind of a bummer, but that's how it rolls. It's all right. Oh, and other exciting news, as of yesterday, the day before, Ramadan is over. So that means that it is now Eid for a day or two or three or a week or something. I'm not really even sure, to be honest. And that also means for the non-Muslim that you can eat, well, for everybody, but the exciting part for a non-Muslim is that you don't have to hide your food in the daytime. You can eat out in public any time of the day. Restaurants are open. It is a fantastic thought. All right, so it may have just ended. I may have missed it by seconds. Nope. That is the call to prayer from a mosque. And I'm standing directly in front of one. And you can see all these men running inside. And what they do is they come over here and they wash themselves off. And they're just using, like, you know, water from a faucet. And in some cases it's a well or something like that when you're not in a city. But they just wash themselves off, and then they kick off their shoes. And they shut off their cell phones and they go in there, and that's the call to prayer. So they're going in there to do their thing, praying towards the Mecca. It's pretty interesting. And like I said, the sound is really, really tranquil and beautiful when you're not directly next to it. But the loudspeakers make it like your ears are bleeding or something when you're within like a close range of it. But from a distance, it's like one of the most gorgeous sounds ever. Oh, look at this, and just in case you were wondering, the ladies' prayer hall is around the end. Something I read, and this may or may not be true, but I believe that sometimes women are allowed in the main prayer area with the men, and the men are never, ever, ever allowed in the ladies' prayer hall, which is this thing. How shady is that? So it's interesting the way that sexes can be divided sometimes. Oh, quick amendment, you can sort of see in here, but the mosques are generally all built so that they face the direction, like when you walk in, it's facing Mecca, so that there's no confusion as to what direction that you're doing your prayer. So this one looks like it's spot on, because everybody's facing exactly this way, and they would have walked in from down over here, so Mecca is that way. So if anybody's curious as to what direction Saudi Arabia is, there you go. So this is interesting. I'm in Dubai. I'm walking down the road on Al Righa Street or Al Righa Road or whatever, and there's a lot of, for this area of the world, scantily dressed Eastern Asian girls. Like, they're probably Filipino or maybe Malaysian or Indonesian, something in that area. And I mean, if they're walking down the street in the States, you would never even bat an eye at it. I mean, it's not like they're dressed sluttily in any means. I mean, they're just wearing dresses and a little bit of leg is showing and maybe their shoulders are showing. But I'm fairly certain they're prostitutes, just because they keep like saying hello to me, but not really trying to instigate anything. Not all of them, as you can see, she's not paying any attention at all to me, but like, they are... It's weird. They attract a lot of attention from locals. You can see this girl down here in the blue. She was like saying hello and smiling at me, and that's kind of when it first clicked. I was like, wait a second here. What's going on? And as you can see, the locals are all talking to her. And I don't know, maybe I'm mess out of my mind and they're just a bunch of really friendly Asian girls in dresses, but it's seems like funny business is amok. Yeah, 100% sure they're prostitutes. They they came up to me again, and another guy walked by, and just the way they're acting, 100% sure that there's a prostitution ring on Al Riga Street in Dubai. What the fuck, man? This makes no sense. It's like they're everywhere. I've walked 2 blocks and probably seen 30 girls, and they're all congregating with each other. It's like they all know each other. So they're all just like hanging out and chatting and trying to be silly and like talking to every single guy that walks by. I haven't seen anything like this in any other country. So, I mean, we've seen prostitutes, and I may have been hit on by a prostitute in Hong Kong. I can remember that specifically, but in such a conservative culture, it's weird, and it's really weird because they're dressed so normal. Like, they're wearing jeans and a t-shirt sometimes, and it's just like, you don't expect that from street prostitution. But if they dress like total whores, then it would be so obvious that they would get cracked down on hard. So, like, the culture wouldn't put up with that. But since it's moderate prostitution on the street, that's all right.
Here's that twisted building during the day so you can actually see it. Like, it's just, what? How is that engineeringly possible? I love it.